Major League Rugby, two teams fight for playoff positioning.
That could make your playoff picture so much different when you're coming in a 2-3 spot as opposed to a 4 spot. And that's all going to be decided in the next 80 minutes here, Joey.
Devin Rousseau fields it just beyond the halfway line, and Seattle really seems to want to get out in front. Here is Rousseau once again. He had Tuamoiloa on the outside channel if he wanted him. They end up reversing fields.
Advantage offside.
With Dan Creel. Andre Warner, the scrum halves, plays off so well with JP Smith with him out today. We're going to see how that ends up affecting Seattle. Here is Andre Warner once again. He breaks through, and Andre Warner wastes no time getting Seattle on the board for their first try at home.
Just make sure on line breaks we get all the way onside.
Well, an excellent opening there. That is exactly how you want to start a game, especially at home. And that was a team try. Just working it through the hands there. And I just love the pace from Seattle. They're patient, but also play.
Davy Kutsa, an easy conversion to make it 7-0 on the first 3 minutes of the match. How about a hot start for Alan Clark's team?
Tries, but the question is, can they defend more and make sure that they get on the better side of those score differentials? And when we talked to the Seattle coaching staff, they train at such a high velocity. You know, they're not necessarily looking for meters in training, but they're looking for speed of ball in training. And that's what they're going for here, just playing a really fast attack to try to get on the better side of Anthem.
Yeah, this is carried back. Eyes up. Now you're on.
Punt return action here for Davy Kutzer. He pops that one high in the air just ahead of the halfway line. It's tipped back by Rousseau. And Andre Warner and Kutzer trying to get their offense moving forward and build. It does trickle down nicely. Takes a Seawolf bounce. Anthem covers it up.
He's got it.
And Seattle ends up with it.
Back you go, White. Leave it now. Time is off. Yeah, I'm going to handle
Marcus Fulau is
7 and captain, please.
Holding on to that ball for dear life, and it'll bring in
pressure here. They have a chance to go quickly, and he won't let the ball go. It's a yellow card.
So a yellow card issued for Marcus Fulau. You said the 7 position coveted, going to be important today, and now Anthem is without it for 10 minutes at least.
It's coveted because you have to be on the borderline of slightly crazy, if I'm being honest with you, Joey, at 7,
here,
but also discipline, as the ref is saying, discipline enough to do your team more favors than not.
So he will rest in the sin bin while his team backs up on their own 5-meter line. Very favorable position for Seattle for the next 10 minutes. But right now they're worried about getting that second try, and they will. It's Devo Kutsa. Dotting down for the home team.
That is Seattle saying anything you can do, I can do better. Both hookers having scored here. Let's have one more look at this line out. Beautiful take. And you can just see, again, these heads are just in so tight. There's no plan B for either of these sides.
Tough angle for Davy Kutzer, and it's knocked home. We've seen offensive perfection so far. Both these sides putting on a laser show to begin through the first 10 minutes. It helps when the opposing side is getting a player in the sin bin. So Robert Kaluzniak not messing around today. The 7 is out.
Thank you. We're going to have a challenge. The play is under review.
8 or so minutes. Marcus Fulau, the guilty party, and Robin Kaluzniak's going to have another.
So we have a challenge from Anthem. We're checking at 8:49 for potential obstruction as the maul forms. I'll go through the process and then let you know. Okay, thanks. Go ahead, Austin.
I can imagine when everyone is listening to, with bated breath, to what you're going to say, that it could be some pressure on your systems as a referee.
As if refereeing was not enough pressure, but hearing your own voice over the loudspeaker, but just having a look at this
so it's quite clear that the ball starts to shift around. The only thing we're looking for is if number 6 is clearly in front and prevents access. Is that correct?
Let's see it play all the way through to the try. All the way through. I think the tight all the way
Yeah, so clearly 6 white has access to him. So are we okay with the initial setup? Okay.
Play it to the ground.
So we'll play it on to check. Yeah.
Play the tight angle all the way to the ground. Here we go. As long as you see together. Yeah.
So initial formation is fine. That's clearly a maul. I'm seeing him unbound there and score the try. Do we agree? No obstruction? Thank you. Okay, I have a decision. Following a challenge by Anthem, it was determined that there is no obstruction. The try will stand. Anthem no longer has a challenge remaining.
So a double blow there for Anthem. They have a player in the sin bin and they lose their challenge. You can't take them home with you, Alicia, so may as well, right? If you feel that early in the game, if this is going to be how it goes and there's going to be a lot of scoring, do you agree with that decision to challenge?
Honestly, Joey, only time will tell if they will regret using that challenge so early.
Good job.
Referee was pretty clear and wasn't at all convinced by the evidence. But, you know, you miss all 100% of shots you don't take. And they chose to take that shot.
Yes. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Alicia Washington.
Quote it here.
We missed the chance for the Office reference yesterday with literal Michael Scott and Major League Rugby being on the pitch. We make up for it today.
Plenty of more rugby yet to be played this season, Joe. We'll have time.
On the
Ivan
shoulder.
Rousseau picks that up, works it off to the War Machine, Marno Redlinghuis.
Still in.
Seattle will carry through on possession.
Carry back again. Wait for it. Now.
15 on 14 for Seattle and Anthem ahead. This takes a fortuitous bounce here for Zion going, works it back to Campbell Robb.
He's lifted the ball.
All down and a brief whistle here from Robin Kaluzniak.
Yeah, just waiting for the lift. Yeah.
And Seawolves also honoring James Camara, the strength and conditioning coach, and Mike McCleary, both celebrating 100 caps with Seattle as staff members. It's awesome. A lot of milestones here for the winningest franchise in Major League Rugby history, which they became just 2 weeks ago against the Free Jacks. Warner, patient, works back there for Kutzer. Nice little breakthrough there before getting tackled. Dragging defenders as he goes down was Creel on the outside. There's one more off of the hooker. Modern Redlinghuis, the War Machine, dots it down for his first try of the season. The MLR runner-up from a season ago with Houston. A tough go defensively, and Seattle has really been on the prowl. This team just feels like they've had new life breathed into them. After the 1-3 start, they've ripped off 2 straight.
As a real contender in the postseason, are you just being out and playing the rest of the games for memories, I guess? But all these teams just seem to work their butts off to get up the table.
Ivan Rousseau charging through, tumbling down against his defender.
They're all inside.
Boy, Seattle is playing like a team possessed today.
Come from the gate.
Now work it back with Botcher. Tries to find Lerome White, who's in his 3rd start in a row, up at prop. Worked back, good tackle there from Anthem. Nearly done with their penalty.
Where you essentially have earmuffs that are your front row's thighs.
He's also got he's protecting from cauliflower ear as well. So he's got double ear protection.
Yeah.
Use it! Not moving!
Or more accurately, he's in Seattle,
now.
broccoli ear, perhaps. Working on the outside. Aaron pass gets away. It's stolen and scooped up by Tuamoiloa. And Nolan's on the run. Bonus point try within 20 for Seattle.
It just wasn't moving.
What a start. Tuamoiloa, the acquisition from Utah last year, the late addition to the lineup today with the injury to J.P. Smith. Look what I found, and it's a try.
All credit to the Seattle defense here. Just that out the back pass didn't pay off. But Tuamoiloa, beautiful, beautiful finish there from Tuamoiloa.
Easy one for Davey Kutzer. How about this Seattle group? What a start. And the way that Anthem responded after that first try, Alicia, you started to feel like this was going to be a back-and-forth shootout. And Seattle said, all right, if it's going to be on our terms.
Yeah, you do hope that Anthem does find an answer here, because everything the crowd.
Holy mustache.
What an incredible display from the fans. But Anthem did talk about their discipline, their defense all week. So coaching staff from Anthem would not be happy with this start. It's just too many tries in, too many missed tackles, and even the discipline is not anything that they would want to see in the opening minutes here.
And now Patty Ryan's on the foot. Scoots it forward. Andre Warner is there. Back-to-back tries in 2 minutes. Warner a brace in the first half.
I've got a good view of it.
When it rains, it pours in Seattle.
Yeah, I understand.
Joey, my jaw is on the floor.
Derek, for me, I've seen him clearly.
Sequence. One of the cleanest first 23 minutes you could ask for. Incredible effort from Seattle here today. All right, that's Tim Crowley chiming in on with hashtag MLR 2026 on our way to DC. Let's go, how's it? All right, that's awesome. Later tonight, Sunday Night Rugby featuring New England and Old Glory in Fairfax, Virginia.
Stay on.
Red, white, and blues doing battle. Currently at the bottom of the table, but like we said, it's parity all over the place. So that becomes a pivotal matchup as well with respect to where these two teams are at on your screen now. If Seattle gets the win and a couple extra bonus points, or at least one, right? This group is in really good position to at least compete there with California. And they still have to play the Legion a little bit later on, but that's at home.
That is knocked on.
Ball played forward, that is knocked on. So Seattle retains it here off the hot. Kellen Botcher works back on Andre Warner. Trying to find room. Davey Kutzer finds some space off to Devon Rousseau. It is an onslaught. And the Seawolves are circling.
Joey, as you said, when it rains, it pours, and that's what Seattle is known for.
Yeah.
I am still picking my jaw up off the ground, just seeing how Seattle's coming on.
Just 15 minutes to go in the first half, and Anthem wants to check into the halftime break a little bit early. I can imagine it is a 42-7 first half rout, at least as we stand right now.
Just the support here just shows everything that Seattle's all about. Getting the dot down, make it easy for your kicker in the center, adding the 5 plus the extras to make it 7. And Anthem are going to need to find some answers if they want to have even a mediocre day at the office at this point.
And the kickoff doesn't go 10 meters either. Man, Anthem is all out of sorts.
Okay, gotcha.
And it was a great first impression, too, for Cougar Cavaliers'
just to avoid
team.
that thing, sure. Yeah. Let's go right here.
But since since their first try, nothing's gone right.
Nothing, and you could hear them saying to each other, energy, energy. And that just means, like, guys, let's get back into this. Like, let's become ourselves. Like, we know what we're trying to do. We've drilled it. We're in week 8. We've drilled this in the preseason, in the first 8 weeks of the season, and it's just not good enough right now. We need to find some energy, and you got to dig deep. But either way, you got to either find it or fake it till you make it.
Right. Some retribution on the mind, I think, for Seattle. Clearly, they took exception to that first matchup loss against Anthem. Pretty effective line out for Anthem. Worked down to Johan Momsen, the captain. Right back here for Anthem Rugby Carolina. 2 MLR titles to their name. Culture of winning works. Devon Rousseau, Will Stiffy on the outside. Work to Tuamoiloa. Disrespect up ahead here as well with the contact. Andre Warner works back to Patty Ryan.
No foul play.
Seattle just seems to be playing with bad intentions. A few years ago, Rugby Sevens played for Utah last year. As we mentioned,
nothing in it.
Kutzer pops it forward. Reno Herbst nearly had it.
Just a knock on here.
Reno, a fan favorite, that's for sure.
Bind. Set.
Final minutes in the first half. Seattle well ahead of Anthem Rugby Carolina. Alongside former USA Eagle Alicia Washington, I'm Joey Lidstrom. It has been an onslaught here by Futi.
Contest is good. Play on, he won it.
Anthem scoops it right back. Tom Pittman.
This is carried in the 50. Yeah.
Big time screams. I heard the end now, ready to go. Assuming that was for the Seattle side. Andre Warner and company working through Dan Creel. Pintaleo worked forward. That ball's through. Laurent White scoops it up. Devon Rousseau tries to find on the outside channel.
Scrum advantage.
Big contact on the outside. Playing in the MLR.
Early.
Going to be great for what comes out of the results for MLR, especially with respect to the Eagles. And Moni, the 20 here today.
Time on.
Alan Clark has to be pretty happy with it. The effort here so far. Catching up with Clarkey. Off 2 wins, you'd think that he'd be pleased to talk about whatever.
Time on.
Do you have a favorite fly half in your career?
Ooh, that I played with or that I watched, I think?
Either way. Let's say both then.
I would say my favorite fly half would have been Kimber Rogers, my first fly half, my first cap for USA, and just a fly half similar, honestly, to Davy Kutzer that's just hungry for contact and hungry for work. So as someone as a forward, you could really work hard for.
That's awesome. Seattle working hard. This is Davy Kutzer popping it over top. Duncan Matthews right in the breadbasket. And Seattle adds 5 more. Everything is working. It's playground rugby for the Seawolves.
What a beautiful...
Yeah.
Whistles it down.
No, I've seen that nice and clearly. Shoulders hit his head there. It's going to be a yellow card. We don't have to check that one. I've seen it very clearly.
So a yellow card issued for... You've seen the doghouse from Chicago, right? The sin bin?
Yes.
I feel like more teams should employ that. Can you imagine maybe 2 rugby broadcasts under our belt this weekend, partner? Been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've had a great time. And a much tighter matchup yesterday, but this is still shaping up to be a really great game as we head into the 4th quarter here. I think both teams are looking to have a really strong finish. Anthem still searching for potential try, bonus point, maybe claw themselves back on the point differential side. Seattle just looking to make their fans proud, make their coaches happy, and just show what they can do, as they've had sort of a 3-3 season, and you could see how the way they're playing right now. They're ready to tip the scales into 4-3.
Yeah, well said. They have really turned it around. And when you get some of these wins under your belt, it just winning cures all, right? And I think that could be at least said for most franchises, especially with the history that Seattle has had as the winningest franchise in MLR history. This is something that they're used to, and when things needed to be figured out, they seem to have figured it out, at least through this point in the season.
Yeah, you could just tell all of that effort just goes into just how steady their scrum looks, how steady their set piece looks. They do have a new hooker on, the likes of Sam Smith.
Good to play? Okay, let's go, Blue.
Way over top 15. For Herbst.
Bench and claps. Yeah.
Ricky Chantong holding up in the back. He's got the ball now.
I think that's number 4. Yeah.
Way over top. Just chasing it down is Drake Davis. He's going to put his effort forward. Drake Davis to the pylon. Just like his football days. And Seattle extends their lead even further.
We don't need to check it. We're going to come back for the penalty. Thank you. Okay.
Or maybe not.
Touch. We're coming back for the penalty.
So it's negated there.
Davis is incredible reach there. But we'll head back to the line out. Another driving maul from Seattle.
Yep, on the line.
The pack of Seawolves
right on the line with it.
Work it down, right on the line. We'll find out exactly who when the bodies get peeled up. Patty Ryan looks like the one who did end up dotting it down. And the Irishman little mistakes that were preventing them from winning, especially in that first matchup against Anthem. Now they feel like they've got it all working. And you can tell right here, Boyer into the 22.
A tough one to decide, but also just the pace of Andre Warner to ensure that they stayed front foot, high tempo, with good decision making as well. So I think he just showed an all-around performance today.
Second time, we're in early.
Yeah, kind of teased it for the fans at home that Andre Warner might be it. We're picking Devon Rousseau. Heck of a day today, and going to be exciting to hear from him. And 3 wins in a row for Seattle. What a way to do it as well, to return to Starfire Stadium. He head back on the road next week for a bout against Chicago. And then their next home match is May 31st, 8 p.m. against the Free Jacks. Free Jacks owe them a trip, and then they'll finish out their homestand against California to round out the season.
Once.
And by that time, could they be 7-3? Who's to say? Licky Chantung, vicious up ahead. He's just shy of the line.
Okay, let it go. Let it go. Thank you. Eyes up. Hit it quick, Ishi.
Safodin gonna have a little touch and go here. Dribbles it well forward here. Nice carry by Duncan Matthews. 10 meters out or so. Julian Roberts picks his pocket.
Ground, blocking him from passing. That's a yellow card.
And a yellow card here for
After you make the tackle, you cannot block him from offloading.
And Anthem loses their scrum half.
No, he's blocking the pass. Here it is.
My question for Anthem there, just did they go too fast after that held up try? Holding up a try, no easy feat, put some momentum back in your favor. So just going too fast to keep up with, and just a quick decision from Safodin, and then a quick yellow card, just nothing that he wants to see. But I think Anthem just needs to take a deep breath, see what they can get out of the remaining 2 and a bit minutes here. But I don't think playing fast in this heat on this turf is going to work for them to have any good results.
Really got to put something together here late if you're Anthem. Last time out against Seattle, their first franchise home win. This time, Seattle dominated at home. Dorian Jones continuing to carry through here for the Seawolves. A little bit of late aggression here from both sides. Nick Boyer scoots it outside to Sean McNulty. Back from injury. What does that mean for this Seattle group as they move forward? Marno Redling-Heiss had the try earlier.
No clear release, leave it.
On the outside channel.
16, no clear release.
For the third for Seattle.
No clear release.
And it was a downpour of tries for the Seawolf group.
Penalty there for Sam Smith. He's trying to shake that one off.
We just lost a player. We've had another infringement in this area. Any more, someone else goes.
Referee making the warning. Unless you want to play with 13, I would suggest cleaning up your act.
Thank you.
Got to enforce the discipline, Alicia. I'm sure that when you're the head official, right, you got to assert the dominance right away, right? Let everybody know that you're there. And that you're watching.
Any official would know that some of the hardest time to ref is the last 10 minutes.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because everyone finds an extra few percent, but it's usually a bit frantic. And that's never easy to officiate.
That's a good point, yeah.
19,
got to be on the ball. Right now, Licky Chantung has it. He works it back to Nick Boyer. Finding Futi. Boyer
short.
Diving. He's short.
Let it come.
Amazing how close these could be.
Try.
And Callum Botcher
let him go.
tots it down.
Yeah, it's a try.
The exclamation point for Callum Botcher. One of the big focal points of this offense and this forward pack. Had his first start for Seattle just a few weeks ago. 11.